We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank
you. Welcome to These Unprecedented Gays, featuring Joe Granelli and Paul Smith. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and review wherever you stream your podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at tugayspod and email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. We hope you enjoy.
But there's like this segment in their show, and they have, I forget what it was called, but it's like disgusting things that people do. Well, not disgusting, but like sexual things. And there was like the worst one that they had ever sent in that they didn't reveal. So they had their 400th episode and they finally revealed it. And it was this guy that basically had his dick cut down the middle, like sliced like a hot dog, and like went and had a hookup. And I was like, ugh. I was like, nope. Ugh. I don't think that's a good intro for this.
And then not only that, but like, you know what the worst part is me and Andy for dinner the other night, we just had hot dogs.
Oh,
and he split them down the middle.
Oh,
so I know exactly what you're talking about.
But like, okay, like I wasn't like disgusted. It was more like from a functional side of things. Like, how do you human?
Well, and it's like, is it just going to squirt in both directions?
I don't know. Like, I'm like, okay,
skeet,
like
skeet.
More like squirt. Because like, you know, we have a penis and there's like a urethra.
It goes back and forth.
You can clench it. It's like Bellagio.
Wait, what? Oh, God. Oh, no. Hey, if he ever needs a job.
But you could also put it to music.
Okay, so you know what? He might get some lights down there, some holiday season.
Exactly. People come from afar to see it.
Oh. I mean, hey, if you can make a lot of money, but I just feel like any like I guess destruction of the genitals. Like I just like. Ugh.
That's very Lorena Bobbitt.
Who?
Lorena Bobbitt. You don't know like who that is?
No.
From back in like the early 2000s, late 90s, she chopped off her husband's penis.
Oh yeah,
and threw it in a bush or something.
Wasn't there a movie about her?
And then he tried to do porn
with no dick,
with his penis that they reattached.
You can hold up.
I know. I'm
you
like,
can reattach it.
I was like, did you save it quick enough? I mean, did it have
did
leaves
they put
on
it on
ice? Were you needy on ice? How nice.
It was a dick in a box.
Oh my God.
Quite literally. Or a bag.
Because like me and Andy have been watching Dick in a Box because they didn't have it on YouTube for a while.
Wait. Like this,
like the SNL thing
with Justin Timberlake and what's his name? Okay.
And they just put it back out because they had like the last episode they had with Paul Rudd. They couldn't have an audience or a lot of their cast members because they had COVID issues.
Okay.
So they used a lot of old stuff to kind of in with the new stuff, and one of it was Dick in a Box, and I'm like,
did Paul Rudd do it?
No, it was just a replay of the old one. But I'm like, I love that one, and I'll watch it over and over again and laugh every single time. And it's like so catchy. I'm just walking around like, it's my Dick in a Box.
Yeah.
All right, so we should probably like introduce ourselves.
Sorry, everybody.
And the fact that we're talking about another person's podcast at the start of our podcast, it's so very meta.
Oh, know? God. Meta, like Musel or like Verse?
Or like Facebook now.
Yeah, like Verse.
Oh,
right?
Metaverse. Okay.
See, yeah, there we go.
I thought you meant like versatile, like sexual positions.
Well, I mean, maybe the metaverse is Verse.
Maybe it is.
We don't need to assume their sexual positions.
Exactly.
Or what they do.
What they like to do in the bedroom.
Oh, I bet you people are going to have sex in the metaverse. Like virtual reality sex.
I mean.
Oh my God, what would that be like? How would that work? Sorry, let's intro. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm Paul.
And I'm Joe.
And we're these unprecedented gays.
Okay, so but like...
So now that we're into
hi, we get back to so, okay, but like virtual sex, like would there be like machines? We're going into the market right now. We need to trademark this and like think about like sex bots that you can like metaverse with.
So... I'm not entirely sure. I have to check and see. But like the Oculus, I don't know if there is like a porn.
Oh, there is.
App. There's a porn app. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you already know this, Andy?
No. I just saw this.
He was doing research.
He's doing research. He's like, let me take a look at this.
No one needs to see that in high definition, 360 degrees.
But like, there's got to be some sort of like contraption.
Could you imagine if they did like 2 girls, 1 cup?
Nope. I mean, I could, but I don't want to.
In the VR world? Like, that'd be kind of gross.
Look, I don't shame people. I bet you they can have 2 girls, 1 cup with sliced dick over there. So, like, there you go.
There you go.
Right?
Hot dog and some pudding.
Yeah. They putting that somewhere. But, like, there's got to be, like, if you're a guy, like, there's got to be, like, some sort of tube or something that, like...
Oh, I'm sure there's, like, an accessory you can buy.
Okay, we really need to get into that market.
Make it feel like that. Like a fleshlight that connects to your VR
We
system.
got okay. Look, I had the idea of Amazon shopping.
Amazon shopping?
Amazon shopping.
Is that the Joe? This Joe's Amazon. It's Amazon.
Spelled with ZH. Where they had this store where you don't have to check out because it like scans everything and charges you. I had that like idea a long time ago. So we need to trademark this idea for metasex in the metaverse.
In the metaverse.
What would it be called? Like metaversally active?
No.
What's a fun?
I fuck.
Yes.
There you go.
But that would stand for something like FECK would stand for like a fun acronym. We'll come up with it later. Finding you now. Kaleidoscopes.
Okay, wait. So there's no C?
Oh, finding you, the letter U, new kinks. No, that's funk.
That's funk. Finding you common kinks.
Oh, but we don't want it to be common because we're in the metaverse with the Metamucil and the metaverse and all the things.
Okay.
Complex.
Yes.
Oh, complex kinks. Oh, God. Okay, so we need... All right, where's the business capital venture people? Venture capitalists? Venture capitalists?
Venture capitalists. There you go.
If you're a venture capitalist and you're a listener, please sponsor.
And if you guys haven't noticed, we put another microphone in the studio.
So yeses.
So the production team can chime in too.
Spill the tea production.
So you might hear
Cooper.
Andy,
Cooper's like breathing into it.
You might hear Andy, Nick, and Cooper over here putting in their 2 cents.
That would be Cooper. That wasn't Cooper. It was me. I know it was hard to distinguish.
He'd be like,
or like licking himself or something.
Or like lick the So anyway,
what?
So I would ask how your week went, but I think we're gonna get into that as the main topic.
Yes.
So let's go straight to mouth to mouth. Mouth to mouth resuscitation. All right. So what are you obsessed with right now?
So 2 things. Oh my God, I just forgot them. Because I was gonna make a reference. Oh no, yeah, the episode will be out. Like so, when you and your sister were doing it, and it was like the mouth to mouth part, and she's like, "Why are you whispering that way?" I was like, "Oh my God, that's so funny." So the 2 things that are giving me life. Oh God, what was the second one? Man, well, the first one is that I'm off work this week, so I'm not working.
Oh, that must
and
be
that's
nice.
giving me life. What was the
I wish I was.
I'm really annoyed because I had 2.
All right. Well, we'll come back.
I found it. Okay. Thanks.
I was like, we'll circle back to you, but I guess we're doing it now.
The back is right now. I'm pinning and everything. So you're a Netflix aficionado. Have you seen the like dating show where they dress up as beasts?
Oh, yeah. I saw this, and we're like, this is weird.
Interesting. So I don't know if I'm obsessed with it, but I'm just like, oh my.
I think it's a nice idea because it's like
beasts.
It's kind of like Love Is Blind, but now you get to like actually see somebody and actually look in their eyes and talk to them, which I think is great because that's really where your connection is, So,
Nick, you gotta with the volume every time.
We don't want you to accidentally pull up porn on your computer when you're pulling up facts for us.
With the VR porn. The VR porn.
Yeah.
But so the only thing I take issue with is I watched one episode and like all of the people were like gorgeous, right?
Well, of course they are.
But I'm like, okay, like really? Yeah, of course. It's like, oh man, wow,
I
so
see that
pretty.
you made time for this new show.
I didn't. It just popped up on the thing.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, what can I do? And I was like, what? Okay, so I like watched it in the background.
So you could have watched Love on the Spectrum, which is a much better dating show.
I could have watched Love on the Spectrum. I could have watched Blown Away Christmas Edition. I could have watched Blown Away. I could have watched The Pottery Challenge. I could have watched Sex Education seasons 1.5 to 4. All of it. I could have watched everything. I have 2 days left of the week. I have so much time.
So I'm going to tell you right now, like, I did like Blown Away Christmas, but it wasn't like my favorite.
So you weren't really
because I felt
away.
like there wasn't any chemistry between Bobby Burke and the woman who's usually on there, the expert. I can't remember her name. And
the glass blowing lady.
Yeah, the glass blowing lady. But I didn't think there was a lot of like they didn't have a lot of chemistry. And then Bobby was trying to like talk about like how he has design expertise and stuff like that. But I'm also like,
okay.
But you have glass blowing expertise.
It was very NPR interview.
Yes, it was very NPR interview. Yes.
Well, we know Bobby Bjork.
Bjork.
Bobby who? Bobby
Bjork.
Bobby, what's his name?
Bobby Burke.
Burke. I thought it was Bjork.
No, it's Burke.
Oh, no relation to Bjork?
No.
Okay. But he, like, it was always funny with Queer Eye because he just, like, would disappear and, like, design stuff.
Well, because, like, he has the hardest job.
Oh, yeah.
On there. It's always the design guy who has the hardest job because people are like, oh my God, I'm going to give you a haircut. Oh my God, I'm going to pick out some outfits, blah, blah, blah. Like the guy just redid your entire freaking place and you're not that excited. You're excited about the new outfit you got.
And then Carrabba's
bitch, I gave you a whole new kitchen.
Yeah, but they don't care. I know. Poor little Burke.
I know.
Bobby Burke.
I'm
behind on that too. Good Lord. Maybe in 2022, my New Year's resolution will be... I always say it wrong. My New Year's resolution, not revolution, maybe a revelation, will be to finally watch TV.
Every time somebody says resolution, all I think of is Aaliyah. Her song, We Need a Resolution. We need a resolution. It's so much confusion.
I don't know that song, but...
Hey, but now you can listen to it on New Year's Eve.
Yes,
there you go.
Well, I will, in my 2022, it will be to watch TV and listen to music.
There you go.
Not the same playlist that I've been listening to for 7 years.
But that's okay. Like, I listen to the same playlist all the time in the car. And Andy's like...
But you make new ones.
Well, and then Andy's like, I don't like this song. And then,
or like this again.
Exactly. Or he's like, he was like, I kind of like this. This song is kind of poppy. Her stuff is usually very like... very dirty and very hip-hoppy. And I'm like, that's because this is BTS featuring Megan Thee Stallion. He was like, I thought it was a Megan Thee Stallion song. And I'm like, no. He's like, okay, well then. I just love that because she goes, hot girl culture and BTS. And I'm like, and I'm in the car, I'm like,
Is it like, I still just envision you like dancing in your car like when you were getting your vaccine and like looking over to the person and be like, hey girl, we're just dancing. And like, you're like body rolling in the driver's seat. Yeah.
I don't think it was that serious, but okay.
Well, that's what I envision you doing. So don't break my fantasy.
All right. So those are your two things that you're excited about? That's giving you life? For me, the first one is we're watching we're finally getting into the LuLaRoe documentary on Amazon Prime. And it's very exciting because I'm like, these people who got into it, like really gave up $5,000 to $10,000 a pop to get started.
Mm-hmm.
Like and I was just
product
like,
that they bought?
They had to buy product and it was in different tiers. And it was like $5,000 to $10,000 depending on how much you want to start.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
And people would take rooms in their house and create a shop. So like they would have parties, pop-ups at their house. And I'm like, you took a whole room and made it into a store. And not only that, but I was like, I told Andy, I'm like, before they even got to this part of it, I'm like, imagine how much they have to spend on all the ancillary stuff. Like they have to get hangers, they have to get racks, they have to get mannequin forms. Yeah. They have to do all this stuff. They don't even give them the stuff to like pack it up and send it off.
It's just the actual stuff.
So like, your $5,000 isn't your only startup cost.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy? And like these people, like I will say there are people on there who were like, they said they made like $42,000 in a month, $100,000 in a month. And like, but it's based on other people in their team helping them get up there.
Because they're recruiting.
Right.
Yeah. Oy.
But I'm also like, after you get to a certain number, you're just like cannibalizing your own.
Well, ethically, right?
Right.
I would do it though.
Would you? Would you do it MLM?
No.
But what would you sell?
I don't know.
Besides the dream.
There is no dream. It's the American nightmare. That's what we're living.
That's what we're living, yeah.
I don't know what I would sell. Maybe like that's another thing. Farts in a jar. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's like, how would you make that into an MLM?
Promising. I don't know. No. Well, like what could, I don't know. Like the MLM is all based on like recruiting, right? Where you like have somebody and you recruit something and then they have to like sell something.
Well, and also, I didn't know this, but an MLM and a pyramid scheme technically are two different things.
Oh.
So
They're not
the same thing because an MLM is selling a good.
Oh.
Whereas a pyramid scheme, you're just taking money and moving it around.
Well, and then they have the like, oh God, there's so many scams or like schemes out there because you have like the blessing scheme or whatever.
Right.
Have you heard of those where you have like people in different circles and then like the layers of circles where it's like, oh, if you donate $5,000, then you'll get blessed or whatever. And then it's just like, it's very confusing. I hate anyway, so LuLaRoe.
Yeah, but it's really good on Amazon Prime, so check it out. The other thing I'm really obsessed with is watching Andy like do all this baking because like we're getting ready for like New Year's Eve, and a friend of ours is having.
He's a master baker. We've determined this.
Yes, he is. He's my master baker.
Ooh,
so
he's been
so he's been doing a lot of baking, and my sister and them and my family came in, so he had to make croissants and chocolate croissants, and I'm all for that.
You mean pain au chocolat?
Yes.
Chocolate croissants, girl.
And they were good. Okay.
Good.
They were good. And so, my family was here, so we had to do that. And now with New Year's Eve coming up, we're going to a friend's party, and Andy offered to make dessert. So he's doing like chocolate au bomb.
Oh, yes. Amen.
So a chocolate bomb. So he's doing like chocolate au bomb. He's doing a chocolate cheesecake, a mini chocolate cheesecake inside of a white chocolate mousse dome, and then it's going to be chocolate on top of that, and it has an Oreo chocolate like base to it.
Give it to me all, yes.
Right, and I'm like, I saw that he bought Oreos, and I'm like, so are you going to use that entire package for your thing? He's like, yes, I think so, and I'm like, oh,
but were they double stuffed or regular stuff?
Regular stuff.
Oh.
Just like me. I don't think I could handle double stuff.
You don't like double stuffed?
Oh, I mean, Oreos are fine, but...
Is that a sexual thing?
Yeah, DP. Double penetration.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
I probably could, but I would need sutures after. We would have to get Dr. Carlton. What's his name? What's his Twitter or his TikTok name? Dr. Butt Doctor?
No, it's Dr. Carlton.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was like Dr.
But he's the butt doctor. That's his other thing.
I'm like, hey, I had 2 dicks. Please suture me up. Thanks.
2 dicks, 1 hole. No. So LuLaRoe and then Andy, baking. Those are my things that I'm obsessed with. He gave us
the cheesecake because he made a cheesecake.
Oh, yeah.
A little cheesecake bomb.
Well, not the bomb. No, I mean he's the
just
bomb.
A little
and
insert.
You the bomb. Yeah, I had a little insert.
Oh,
and then he made a cheesecake with like fudge icing or something.
Oh, I didn't see this.
I don't know when it occurred, but so I had a piece and then the rest of Nick's because this is what happens.
Okay.
It was so good.
All right.
Like the fudgy. Oh gosh. I'm dreaming about it right now and I'm awake.
Well, I'm going to have some after you guys leave.
Well, yeah, the rest is for you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, he offered. I didn't want to be a bad guest. Right? Whenever someone offers you yummy pastries,
you have to take them. All right, so let's get into this week's topic. So I think, so you just had Christmas. Well, you just had Christmas.
Yes, the blessed day of Christ.
And you went to go visit your family,
yes.
And Nick went with you.
Yes, he did. He joined and was able to witness. It wasn't like normal chaos because we didn't really meet, but it was still chaos.
Oh, and I heard your brother wants to be on the podcast.
Yeah. My brother was like, I think it would be fun. I was like, okay, cool. Like, call in. What do you want? We'll do a Zoom. Because he's like, yeah, I could be like, what was he talking about? I should remember this.
And what's your brother's name?
Tony.
So, he is like Italian, Tony.
Yeah. The straight guy wants to get his opinion on.
Or just like ask questions. He's like, what about like questions about gay people? I was like, you have a gay brother. And he's like, but you're not really my friend. And I'm like, But no, I took no offense to that because I'm like very much accurate. Like we aren't like super close. We're definitely family. So I'm like, whatever.
So
yeah.
what does he do for a living?
He's an electrician.
Oh, okay. See, because I was like thinking about that. I'm like, oh, that'd be great because then we can ask him like a home thing. Like, I don't know a lot about electrical stuff. So, like, if my breaker goes off, I'm like, I don't know where to. Thank God Andy knows because he's butch.
The breaker goes off.
Yeah,
or
like
the
when the
fuse
breaker
box?
flips.
Oh yeah, you just do the.
Yeah, but I don't know which one it is.
You just try them until it works.
Try them all.
Yeah.
But
Gotta try them all. Breaker switch.
But like,
Wait, do you know where your fuse box is?
exactly.
You don't, do you?
I think it's outside.
And do you know that fuses have a lifetime and sometimes the fuses go out and you have to replace them? Yeah.
Okay. I rent, so I don't got to worry about that shit.
I was raised in a very like oh God, what's it called? Blue collar?
Yes.
Like a working family. My dad was.
Is he cute? Do we have a picture
My
that we can
brother's
put up?
he's a brother.
Oh.
I mean, he's okay.
He's not going to say this.
Why not?
Do I have a picture of my brother?
Yeah.
On my Instagram?
Tony Granelli.
So he's right there.
Oh, he is cute. Aww.
And that's April.
Is
my
that his
sister-in-law.
baby?
Yeah, so
Okay.
wait, when was that?
I don't know. Maybe.
So we'll have to have him on. I would love that. Since we had my sister on, we'll have your brother on.
Yeah. I was like, Tony, you should just come down and visit. Give an excuse to visit.
There
and
you
then
go.
we can bring you
to
in.
be on the podcast.
The only hard part is he has 2 children, so like, you know.
Oh, they don't need to come.
No. I mean, the children, so like I love my niece and nephew, but like I don't know how parents do it. Like I was so tired. And Nick was like the savior because he was just like, I have lots of nieces and nephews, and he was playing with my niece and then playing with Dominic. I was just like, oh my God.
Oh my God. I completely understand because my sister's girlfriend brought her daughter and like that little girl has a lot of energy.
How old is she?
She's like 2 or 3.
2.5.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like she was running around. Even Cooper after a while was like, could you get this off of me, please? I am done with this.
Well, because it's like, so they say like the terrible 2s aren't compared at all to like the 3-year-olds because my nephew's turning 3 on the 1st of January.
Oh.
And like 3 years like is like a big leap or something.
Oh.
So, but he also hasn't really had much socialization because it's been a pandemic and he hasn't been able to go to preschool. So I think they're like enrolling him in preschool and like that will be good because he doesn't understand sharing. He like my little niece got toys obviously for Christmas and then Dominic was like, those are mine. And it's like, no, they are not. No, it's fine. She let me play with them. She can't speak, Dominic.
So what kind of toys did the kids get?
Oh my God, everything you can think of. So I think I won Christmas though with Dominic because at the zoo they have the little like bubble wands. Have you seen these?
Yes.
And they have like they're the little things like bubble distributor, whatever they're called, like bubble machines, right? And he loves dinosaurs. Anything dinosaurs he loves. And so they have the T-Rex one and it lights up.
Oh
so,
my
like,
God.
I got him that and then something else or whatever. But like I was like, oh, Dominic, do you know what this is? And he's like, I don't. And I'm like, press the button. And it like spewed out bubbles and it was light up. And like, he lost it. And I was like, I got you.
That's awesome. I love when that happens.
Yeah. And then Cecilia, like I got her, I don't know, like some farmhouse thing. She's like not even 1 year old.
Oh,
It's like,
so
girl can't do anything. What do you even contribute, Cecilia?
Why are you here?
Seriously, go away. Love you. But no, she was like a little she's like a little pudgy yum, like just like a little.
That's awesome. So you guys had a nice Christmas up at your family's and
Yes.
did it's funny weird because me and Andy decided this year because my family was here and they opened up presents with us is that next time we're going to do our own gifts separate from my family's gifts because it was hard for us to say thank you to each other properly because it was like so much going on.
Well, and also you don't want your mom or like your sister to see like your butt expander kit that you got each other.
Or the anal beads or any of that, the jumbo pump of lube.
Or the coupon to get your dick sliced in half.
But like, because I was like, I really wanted to thank him because he gave me some like, okay, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Ooh, tell me.
I am like mad because we told each other, okay, so we went to New York earlier in the month. So we're like, okay, that's a big gift for the two of us together.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, so we won't do that much during Christmas. Well, like, we won't spend more than like $100, say. It's like, okay, great. So I listened to that.
Oh, no.
I stayed within that. I was like,
You followed
okay,
the budget.
Right. I was like, I got a nice decanter because I always get him a decanter for Christmas. And so he has a nice collection of them. I got a really nice one on sale.
Is that like the wine thing?
Okay. Yeah. And then I got him a couple of other things. And, and then I get to my presents and I'm like, he got me a beach wagon, like
What's
one of those
that?
foldable, like red beach wagons. Because I'm like,
Wait,
I told him it's like an accordion type of wagon, and it like expands and everything.
oh.
And he got me one because I told him, I was like, oh, I should probably get one because when I do these events for the office, I always am like carrying stuff everywhere,
Yeah.
and I usually have to make a couple of trips. And
That's like a grocery cart, but more chic.
right, exactly. And so he got me one of those, and then he also got me a SeaWorld annual pass.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know we're not
Were
supposed
you
to really
shamoved
like SeaWorld
by that?
but
You were shamoved by that gift?
oh god, no, no,
No.
don't do that.
Shamu is not Shamu.
Don't
by
do
any
that.
consideration. Tiny ass little confine. Anyway.
So he got me SeaWorld annual pass,
Okay.
and
Oh, the list goes
he
on.
also got us tickets to go do the penguin encounter behind the scenes at SeaWorld. So we get to go into the enclosure,
Okay.
and I get to meet penguins and possibly take a picture with the penguin.
What are these, like the cute little penguins?
Like where they have the puffins and the emperor penguins.
Oh my God.
And all of those. I'm like, because I'm a huge penguin fan.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is blowing my mind and it blew up my world. And I was just like, oh my God.
What was your
So-
favorite gift that you got?
This year, I think it was the penguin thing because again, I will go to SeaWorld and I will spend like an hour sitting inside the penguin encounter, just staring at the penguins and making up little like stories about what they're talking about, what they're doing and stuff like that. That's like my thing.
Have you been to Monterey Bay Aquarium and seen those penguins?
Yes.
Okay.
They're okay.
It's probably not that big.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's not very big. So what about you? What
Mine
kinda-
is so lame. I got new utensils.
like cooking utensils
like
or
forks and knives.
Oh, okay.
So, but like I've had the same set of silverware for like a decade.
okay.
And like it's been through a lot. Like, you know how when sometimes you accidentally have like a spoon and like you put on the garbage disposal and then it kind of like chips up the spoon.
Right.
Yeah, that had to happen to a lot of things. So I was really excited about that. And then what was the other thing I was excited about?
The pans.
Oh, Rachel Ray new pans. Yes.
Ooh, look at you just getting that kitchen all together now.
And then I think my mom got me a new Vitamix blender thing because mine was
Oh.
like the whole, like the handle, not the base.
right, yeah.
Because mine was gross.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and slippers.
Yay!
Yeah, I like boring stuff. You know.
Okay. And you guys in your family, their family, they live up north in Northern California, right?
Yes.
So like,
so in the East Bay. So about an hour east of San Francisco.
but you guys went to San Francisco, the city, like
I went and saw Val.
okay,
Yeah. So normally, when my grandpa was alive, we would go to the city and then we would all gather. But then this year, I think it was still kind of questioned on like where people were going to gather, but also it was like COVID. So my dad didn't really feel comfortable like meeting in a large group. So the rest of the family, I think, met up at one of my cousin's house. And then Val got engaged on Christmas. So that was really cool. Yeah. But so we went.
congratulations, Val.
Right? Yes, Mrs. Clark, future Mrs. Clark. So me and Nick went to San Francisco and met up with Val and Sean at a Burmese place. Have you had Burmese food?
No.
Okay, so I was shocked because there's no Burmese food down in like San Diego County.
That makes sense because I can't find a lot of like Ethiopian food.
Why?
I can find like a lot of Jamaican food.
We need to get someone to invest in a restaurant down here.
But like, what is Burmese?
I think it's just like it's like Thai, Asian, similar sort of dishes. Like,
Okay.
I had like fire vegetables, but like they have this like coconut rice, and I think what they do is they cook the rice in coconut milk.
Oh, right.
It is so good. And they
that
had
sounds
this
delicious.
like what was the like platha, which was like a roti kind of thing, and like you dipped it in this like curry. It was bomb. Like, so yes, I was very happy with that.
So when I go to San Francisco, I go to two places specifically. Like one of them is Mama G's at JI, and it's over by the Castro, and they're like a little dim sum place, and they're really good.
Okay.
But my favorite, because anywhere I go, when I go to a different city, I'm obsessed with going to Brazilian steakhouses.
Aren't those really expensive?
They are really expensive, but I love them.
There's one downtown in San Diego, right?
Yeah, like Fogo de Chao is a big
okay.
one. Texas de Brazil is another big one. This one is in San Francisco, just outside the Tenderloin, between the Tenderloin and the
And you're
Castro.
not talking about the beef cut, right?
No, not
You're talking about the sketchy area.
the sketchy area. But it's not a Fogo de Chao. It's just another kind of like Brazilian steakhouse. But I've been there a couple of times, and they are so good. And the last time I went, it was by myself, and like I was there for training. And so my boss was like, "Did you really just spend like $100 and something on dinner?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, did you take somebody else out? I'm like, "No, just me." I'm like,
Was this for the oral
Oh
sex?
yes, it's called Espetus. Espetus. They are amazing. It is the best churrasco or whatever they call it.
What is a typical like dish?
Oh, it's not like a dish. It's like Brazilian steakhouses are where they bring the meat on the skewers. But they have a really nice salad bar. I know that sounds really stupid to talk about, but like it's all about the salad bar to me and the little like Brazilian cheese bread.
Do they have really good ranch though? That's the good question.
I don't know.
I love ranch. And do they make oh my God, what is it called? Oh, you're gonna know this, but I don't know how to describe it. But it's like the meat that's like wrapped in another meat, and then like in like a parchment.
Oh, like a roulade?
It's it's like beef, but like they have it. It's like a cube or like a log, and like it's like a beef, and then they wrap it in like another meat, and then like pastry. I think.
Oh, like a beef Wellington.
I think.
Okay, well maybe no.
But
I
that
don't know.
shit's good.
Okay.
Do they have that or no?
No, not really.
Okay.
It's
How
more,
easy is it to make it? I think maybe beef
I
Wellington.
don't think it's going to be that easy. No, it's like it's kind of difficult to make. Like beef Wellington, when you make it, it's a beef,
yeah.
and then it has actually around it between the
do they wrap
pastry
it
and
in?
the meat is actually a mushroom d'Uxelles.
Oh, naturally.
So
God bless
it's
you.
basically mushrooms that you've chopped really finely and stuff like that, and then kind of cooked a little bit, and then it gets wrapped around the meat, and then the
I thought
pastry
it was
goes
like
around that.
another meat wrapping around the meat. Okay.
No, and not only that, but like it's very hard to get that correct because the meat and the mushrooms and stuff like that, there's a lot of juice and stuff, so it creates steam,
Okay.
and so sometimes you'll find pockets between the meat and the pastry, and it's never like you always want it to be. You can't see any pockets.
Yeah, the beef Wellington at the Bellagio was tasty, and I think that I had that like a decade ago, so it still resonates in my brain.
I mean, I would like maybe for Andy to make that one time, but it's like I said, it's a difficult
He
dish.
can
And it
do
takes
it.
a while.
You guys both can do it.
Okay.
I mean, when you guys start your business, I also loved how like your sister was like, Andy, you need to start selling these. And I was like, yeah, we're doing a scale up manufacturing process to where we're going to mass produce his goods. It's
yeah,
fine.
but we can't because of supply chain problems.
We-
Even sugar for like candy canes.
There's no sugar?
Did you hear that?
No.
When I was talking about it with my sister, there's like problems for like the sugar to make candy canes. They had an issue with that.
I have an issue with that.
Try
There's
to
plenty
get
of
it.
sugar at Smart and Final.
Let me go get you some sugar right now.
What you need? What you need to mass
How
produce
much you
this?
want?
Yeah, you want a 20-pound bag? We got you, sugar mama.
So, like, you guys drove up.
Oh, it's perfect segue. So I sedated Max, basically.
I heard.
So, okay. So April, my sister-in-law, is a vet tech, and I called her like a couple days before because I was like, April, like, I don't know what I should do with Max. Should I give him Benadryl? Should I give him CBD? And she's like, CBD is kind of like a hit or miss. It like depends. And she's like, Benadryl, it could work, it couldn't work. And so I gave Max Benadryl, and I got up like, what time? I got up at 4:30 to drive.
In the morning?
Yeah, excuse me.
Girl.
Because I wanted to beat LA traffic.
Okay.
And so we're out the door at 5:30 with everything, Max and everyone packed, and got to LA and it was fine or whatever. But Max was doing decently, but like he definitely was like anxious and he was like panting and there was a lot of slobbering going on. So we kind of like gave him adjusted his little bed in the back seat, and then he had more Benadryl and then did fine. But then like the last 30 minutes of the drive, he was like, he was not having it.
Okay.
So then on Christmas Eve, I was like, April, give me the goods, right? Daddy needs some time. He needs a break, right? And she's like, oh, I have this like trazodone, whatever the hell it was called, right? For like anxiety. And so she brought it over and she's like, oh, I give Otis, her dog, 1 tablet because he's like 35 pounds.
Right.
I was like, okay, we'll try it out. And like, it kind of worked a little bit. And then the next day, or I think the next moment, like the next night or that night, whatever the next time that I gave it to him, she's like, give him 1.5. And he was like, not out, but he was like, definitely not a care in the world.
Okay.
And then on the way back, I gave him 1.5 and he didn't move in the car.
It's just hard because it's like that stays in their system for a while, and then they're kind of like
he was loopy, yeah, and like he was just kind of like you could tell he was trying to fight it,
yeah,
and like his eyes were like getting heavy, and he was like, "But I want to see what's going on." And then we got back, and I like took him out, and he like barely ate or drank or anything like that. I was like, expected, and so then he just slept the rest of the day. And then the next day, I would say around noon, he was like back to his peppy self.
See, like for me, when I drove out from Orlando to San Diego, I got trazodone for Rogue and I gave it to her because I knew I needed her to like just relax for a while so that we could get some time in. So like we didn't have to stop all the time. Yeah. But like I didn't like the way she was acting at night because it was like she just was so like lethargic. And I was just like, oh, I want you to love on me now. I'm done driving, so love on me. And she was like, I don't want to do that.
On, I think, Monday night. So we got back on Sunday. The next day, or maybe it was Sunday night, but like he was on the couch and like he definitely wanted some loving. And so like I was sitting on the other side of the couch and he like stands up and he comes right over to me and like plops himself right on top of me. And it was like, and I was like, I'm sorry I put you through a lot, but like you were kind of high, so it was fine. And Nick kept going like, I wonder what he's thinking. Do you think he feels like, oh wow, what is this? And I was like, I don't think that dogs have like self-awareness.
I think they do.
Do they?
I'm like, because I think Cooper, when we gave him trazodone, he was just like, when we gave it to him here in the house, he was fine. It actually affected him. But when we had to do it to take him to the doctor, to the vet, so that they could work on him, and it just didn't. It didn't really take for him because like his anxiety and his wanting to see people and figure out what's going on overcame that.
Really,
but I think that they do have some kind of self-awareness because after Cooper had anesthesia, he was like in the car. He was just like, oh. He really didn't want to. So like Andy had to sit in the back seat with them and kind of like make sure he was okay. Mm-hmm. But like I do wonder, like, are they like, what the is going on? Like, why is all this so weird and kind of stuff? Like,
well, Max, like I said, he was fighting it, and like Max has FOMO. He is like, he always wants to be a part of everything, and like he's like, what am I missing out on? What's going on? What are you doing? So like, even though he was like basically falling asleep and his eyes were like super heavy, he was like, I must stay awake.
Did he have a good time with your family and stuff?
Yeah.
Aww.
So I felt like he got spoiled because my parents have a backyard. I mean, they have a home. So like it's much more room and much more real estate, quite literally, than where I live.
Right.
And I was just like, oh, I really wish that I could give you a backyard max, but like the market is too high.
Also, does he know what to do back there? Like,
oh, he ran around, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and it was like pouring rain, and they were like having a blast. And so my parents' dog Buddy is 12.
Okay.
I think so. Like Buddy. You know,
but he's like, I don't care. Go ahead.
Well, and like what happened, my dad sent me a video.
Young whippersnapper, get off my lawn.
But so like they were on the lawn and Buddy was just like standing and then Max was like running all around and Buddy was like, you do whatever you want, dude. I was like, this is great. Get out your energy.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And like, did he sleep in the house? Like,
yeah, so he slept inside and it was funny because I let Max sleep on the couch. And my dad was like, he's not going to sleep on the couch. And I was like, you got to blockade your couch if you don't want him to sleep on the couch. And so I think I was like, the next morning I was like, did he sleep on the couch? And I was like, I don't know. And I was like, I bet he did. And then the second day they were like, yeah, there were paw prints on the couch. Oh. Not like dirty paw prints, but just like indentations.
Oh, okay.
And then the last day after he had his like first part of sedation land, he was on the couch and my mom walked out that morning and was like, I'm just going to put a blanket on you.
Aww.
And she sent me a picture and I was like, oh, she's like, he's spoiled. I was like, I know. He's a spoiled brat, and he knows it.
So when did you guys decide to drive up there?
Just for Max, because, like,
okay,
I didn't know, like, how to, like, fly with him.
Yeah, it's
I don't know how that
difficult
works.
one.
I mean,
I always thought that dogs and stuff went in, like, the luggage hold. But then I'm like, the luggage hold's super cold from what I understand.
There's no air in it,
there's
right?
It's like, there's no heating and stuff, so it's just like, it's open to the elements kind of thing in a way, and it's just like, it's super cold in there.
I mean, I feel like if I were to give him some trapezoid or whatever, he'd do fine. Because, like, the flying, I would rather fly, honestly, than...
yeah, because that's 8.5 hours. That's crazy.
Well, and we made good time. So, like, it was 8 hours, right?
Oh. It is heated. Excuse me. I didn't realize we're speed racer over here getting all the way up to the East Bay.
And like I'm fine driving, but like it just gets to a point where it's like, okay, we're 4 hours in, I have 4 hours left. And then you're like, every time it's like you're like an hour away, you're like, I'm so close, like I just want to kill someone. And of course I get hungry and like, you know.
My family drove from Orlando all the way here.
Okay,
and
let's talk about that.
I'm like, where are you guys at? Every day I'm like, where are you guys at? Where are you guys at?
How long did it take them?
Are you wearing your mask? They stopped in like a 2 nights in Vegas and then 2 nights in LA and then came down here. So it took them like a little over a week to get here.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, you guys do what you want, but I'm like, you better wearing a mask.
How long did it? And they drove back.
They left the day after Christmas.
Okay.
So they just got back on the 29th.
Oh my God.
So, which is today, but I'm like trying to make it so since we're recording this early.
No one needs to know.
The magic.
We're peeling the curtain away.
Right. So what about, so we just got through Christmas. So what about New Year's? What are your resolutions? What are you going to do? What's happening? What's going on?
Well, 2 resolutions to watch TV and listen to music.
Are you guys have any plans?
So Matthew and Steven are going to come over and we're just going to have, Matthew and Steven are going to come over.
just so you know.
Just like very chill, like hang out. That's it.
Okay.
Like, not going out. I don't want to go out. Like, I'm not 25.
Okay. You know what? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have jumped over this because we're going to put a pin in this right now real quick because I want to go back for a second. And, Nick, I'm going to need you to get up close to that mic because I need to hear about how it went for you with Joe's family.
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
Like, how did it go? What happened? Tell us. Our audience wants to know.
It was great. Like... I love the Bay Area.
I love how you picked up that Yeti.
This.
Oh yeah,
and it looks like a penis in your hand now.
I'm gonna like keep it just like
brief.
Yeah, that's it. It was great. It was like the no issues. They all get along. I was telling Joe though, like when he's with his brother, they're always like fighting for the space in the room, like who can be the loudest, most obnoxious.
That's Italian. Yeah.
I would never do that. Me fighting for the limelight?
Joe could never win at that.
And so, like, the week before, I was in South Carolina, and I got to see my parents and my sister. And when I'm with my parents, I always get a better understanding of, like, why I am the way I am. And so seeing Joe with his parents, I was like, oh, yeah, this makes sense.
What is that supposed to mean? Can you elaborate?
Nope, that's all. That's all.
I'd love to know your assessment of that.
Okay.
It was a great trip. Long drive. Thank God Max is on drugs.
Okay. And how do you think it went, Joe?
I didn't think it was going to be an issue because my parents had met Nick, and so
Did you guys stay at their house?
no.
Oh, okay, good.
So my dad wanted me to
Yeah, but then you can't have like
alone time.
yeah.
Well, and so the thing is, if we stayed at my parents' house, it's a double. The bed is a double, and so I slept great at the Best Western because we got a king size bed, and I was like, oh my God, look at all this real estate, and like now I want a king size bed because like it's perfect because you can like snuggle and then it's like get out.
Oh no, that's why we have a California king up there. Because I'm like, Andy's on one side, I'm on another side. I'm like, okay, good night, I love you.
Yeah,
Stay on your side.
So I probably in the new year, one of my resolutions is to get a new bed.
We need a resolution. Causing much confusion.
Sometimes I don't know the words. So, but I think so my mom and dad met Nick. Val met Nick. It was my brother, sister-in-law, and my aunt. And I think they loved him. And so,
Aw.
it's you always get nervous when you bring someone that you love and care about into another space that is like close to you, like your family. But I wasn't nervous at all, really, that like he wouldn't be accepted or anything. Like it was more like, oh, just like you just have to like meet him. You know what I mean?
See, like I'm always worried because it was when Andy was going to meet my family. I'm like, are you going to stop loving me after you meet my family? I'm not worried about anything.
Well, I was like, Nick, get ready, and he's like, oh, this is nothing, and I was like, it is a lot.
I would say that the best part of like Joe's dad is a big Star Trek fan, and while like I'm not as big of a nerd as I appreciate it, I love it, but like he has a Christmas tree that's they have a couple. Do you have 2 Christmas trees?
We have 2 Christmas trees. There's the Star Trek tree, which used to be 4 feet, and now it's 6.
And you know, like how you all have the things that can do the little like.
Yeah.
Music.
Imagine that, but it's like you push the button and it's a scene from Star Trek, and they do different things, and there's like vignettes of acting.
Oh my!
It's like a 15-minute
goodness.
ornament show.
And it's a 15
Oh
and the star
my.
on the tree is the Enterprise.
I was just gonna ask: is
I
the
took
star
a-
on the
I
tree
took a
the
picture of it.
Enterprise,
Hold on.
and does it go
It's like
around the
shuttle
top of the
or
tree?
whatever it's called.
Does it move?
No, but here's the thing about this tree. It's like it's a little. It is what it is, but seeing
It's a bit much.
seeing this person just like absolutely love.
I think that's great.
This
if you
tree.
love something, that's wonderful. Does he watch Lower Decks?
I don't
I love
know.
that show.
Well, no, he's a Star Trek fan. He has a Star Trek room.
Right, but Lower Decks is about Star Trek.
Yeah,
Oh, it's an animated.
that's the Star Trek.
Oh
tree.
my goodness! Oh my goodness! Look at that.
Well, and my mom helps do it up well.
Yeah.
Because like it's supposed to be pretty.
Oh, yeah,
it's pretty.
You can definitely tell that it's like Sue is the one that puts it up.
And my dad just kind of like
and she loves him enough that she's eye rolling, probably like gotta put.
But
up
she's
this,
like,
but this tree's gonna look amazing if it's gonna be up in my house.
But the
Yeah.
good thing is you know exactly what to get him. Another ornament for a Star Trek
he
tree.
got me an ornament. It was
Yeah.
lovely.
For Star Trek?
Oh my God. And I think the highlight of Nick's trip too was hearing the story about how my dad's truck got stolen and how my mom and dad like navigated through that because like
'Cause he was
they
also
live
on
in
pot.
like my dad takes pot pills to like help him sleep. And so like one morning he woke up in the middle of the night. He always goes and like checks the property because it's like what dads do. And he's like, oh, my truck is gone. Right? And then my mom, he
truck
goes
was
up to my
actually
mom and
gone.
goes, Sue, the truck is gone. He's like, can you double check that it's gone? Because he was like on drugs. And then he calls the police and then like mad dashes out of the house. And my mom was like, what's going on? Like, what happened?
Was your mom on drugs too?
No,
No.
but the best
Okay.
part of the story,
I think she might have been on Ativan.
she was like kind of like, why the hell are you waking me up? And then she goes out and she's like, oh no, your truck is gone. Yeah, it's gone.
What happened to the truck?
So
Stolen.
it got stolen, I'm using quotes, because what happens is they tried to steal it, but he had like one of the things where it like locks the car and like pushes on the brake so you can't like brake. Or it like locks
So they
the
got
brakes so
down
you
the
can't
street.
brake. And then what happened is they realized that and then they got like down the street and then just like abandoned the car. So
Wow.
thankfully they just had to like fix the ignition or whatever. But
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
I think that was Nick's favorite part. And then the Burmese food. He liked the Burmese food.
So you need to tell your dad. Find out if he's watching. Do they have Paramount Plus? Do they stream?
He has CBS, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
Yeah, he's got.
So
he does stream.
He needs to watch this. It's animated. So it's animated. I don't know why I said it like that. That was weird. I think I was gonna say it was animation, but then I was like, it just came out weird.
Is it Archipelago?
Yeah. So it's called Lower Decks, and it's about people who work on the lower decks of a ship in the Starfleet.
Okay.
And it's not the Enterprise. It's called like the Cerritos, but they reference all of the different Star Trek shows and stuff. So it is very Star Trek.
Below Deck?
It's Lower Decks.
Lower Deck, okay.
Yeah. No, Below Deck is a different show
On
on
Bravo
Bravo.
TV?
That's a different one.
I used to like Below Deck Mediterranean.
I don't think,
really?
I don't think your dad would like it though.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be a fan of Below Deck. But maybe. You never know.
He's into like the National Geographic, like Ancient Aliens conspiracy stuff.
Well, again, Star
And
Trek.
of course, my favorite thing about him, he's like, I read this on Yahoo News. And I'm like, Dad.
Okay.
He's like, I read this Yahoo article.
So, Joe,
Father.
I saw this on a Yahoo article. It's got to be real.
Dad, are you here? Daddy, is that you?
Papa, can you hear
It's an
me?
endearing quality.
Yeah, he's a silly man.
So now,
Once you put up with him.
does he have like a favorite like Star Trek ornament besides
all
a
of
tree
them?
topper?
Well, he has coins too.
He's got everything. He's got like paraphernalia. Paraphernalia? Memorabilia. He has
robes.
bathrobes, which I call his dresses.
It's 3 different rows.
Okay, but does he have a Starfleet uniform? Please tell me he has a Starfleet
He doesn't
uniform.
have a uniform, but it's in the form of a bathrobe.
No, but what color?
All of them. He has the red.
Oh,
the
he's gonna
yellow.
die in the bathroom first.
Why not, right?
Red shirts always die first.
Well, but no, because he's got like the engineer, the medic, and then the captain one.
Oh,
So he's like, and it's like, and apparently he has like multiple like copies or like what is that called? What is not copies, but like extra. And my mom, he goes to my mom and he goes, Sue, you need to sew this. There's a hole, and she goes, no, it's time for it to go. You have another one.
that's awesome.
It's got backup.
Yeah.
I just feel like he needs to find a tree topper where the Enterprise is on there, but it moves around the top of the tree like it's flying around.
Would it be able to hold it up?
I think so. It would be like a
Maybe if it's carbon fiber.
maybe.
Randy and Chuck have like a Peanuts one like that. Where
Yeah, they have a
spins around. The Red Baron.
and he did say peanuts.
I heard penis.
So did I.
He's got a penis jewel.
It's a penis that just flies around the top of your tree at Christmas time.
I'd put that on my tree. That's a tree topper I'd buy.
It's a dick on a tree.
You're just singing, "Oh, holy night."
Oh, holy dick.
So I am so like I'm into like this whole thing about your dad, but like
We should have him on the show.
Actually, he would be a great guest.
Him and my brother. Like,
together.
Yeah.
Because they're both blue collar.
We'll do the Family Grinelli episode.
Okay.
Like I think
Yeah,
that's
we'll
so
have
great.
to schedule them.
Hey, can I get the I'm just doing my little Italian thing with my
Oh my god, you're
hands.
speaking my language. He's putting the hands up.
You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I'm sorry, all our fans in Italy.
I'm sorry, Italy.
Listen, I am American Italian and I accept it.
I want to ask him if he has if on the tree he wants ornaments in a certain place.
I think he just kind of like puts them wherever. But the thing that sucks is like the older ornaments that he had, they're not compatible with like the new light bulbs. And like they were the coolest ones because they like, God, these are like 20 years old now, probably 30 years old. Like the ornaments on that tree, like that would be powered, like were super cool. And like they don't really.
Did they have a
anymore.
phaser?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he does.
He does have a phaser.
It's in the
Do you ever just grab it and go, set it to stunning?
Oh boy.
Well, he doesn't. So he doesn't like any of the things that he has. They're like behind glass.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know.
It's in a
but
special
every
room.
year I get him like whatever, if either it be Father's Day or what other holidays are there? Christmas or his birthday. It's something like globe or like outer space related. So like I got him last year a little like a projector that like projects the solar system onto your ceiling, right?
Aww.
And he was like he loved it. And now my little nephew loves it because it's in like his Star Trek room.
Yeah.
And it like turns it on and like the solar system's like on the ceiling.
Oh, that's
And it's
cool.
like a planetarium. But yeah,
I would say that
he's a character.
He
for
is
sure.
he is very obsessed with his kids in a really loving, endearing way, which is like
he's also terrible. Like we went in. Dominic was doing what children do and like running
Grandkids
around.
are different,
And then
yes.
my mom makes these cookies. They're not really cookies, but like peanut butter balls dipped in chocolate.
Oh, I love balls dipped in chocolate, whether they're mine or peanut butter.
And then, so my dad had one in the room, and he's like, Dominic, take a bite. I was like, no, Dominic, you're going to ruin your appetite. And my dad's like, take a bite, Dominic. Take a bite. And I was like, no, Dominic, don't do it. And then Dominic's like, what? I was like, let's go. I was like, Dad, you can't, you're disrespecting your children by not listening to what they want to do for parenting.
That's a grandparent's privilege.
No, I know.
And it's payback. You didn't want to listen to me? Yeah, exactly. You don't want to listen to me when you were a kid? Guess what I'm going to do?
That's
what you call
the answer.
that's what you call the long play.
It's a circle.
All right?
It's a circle play.
So I would want to know between the two of you, because I got to experience yours, but like, what are like some of the traditions that you and Andy do for either Christmas or New Year's that you want to like pass on, or that you experienced as a kid, both of you, that you remember?
Okay, Barbara. On 2022.
People want to know.
I
People want to know.
I don't know. I'm like, for me, like, I didn't have a lot of like traditions that when I was a kid, but for us now, our traditions, we always, all of our stuff has a space for it, and we always decorate the tree together. And it's really cool to like take ornaments out and be like, oh, remember we got this one, and adding the new ornaments that we get each other this year and every year is cool too. I'm just not sure where the new one that I got Andy is going to fit because it's huge. Oh, is it on there?
Yeah.
Okay, because I got him another one of those mermen kind of
Martini glass.
ones, and it's a martini glass.
Daddy martini.
It's a daddy martini glass, and it's like he has one that's a baker and one with cinnamon buns and all those kind of things. So, but we don't have a lot of traditions. Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely cook for the holidays. We usually have people over.
We're not big on like going to other people's places. Like, we like to have people over at our place because we show our love through food and cooking for people. So that's what we love to do. And it's like I think we almost always do prime rib.
And do we have prime rib? Oh yeah. Ooh, it was good.
Was it? How did they make it?
My brother grilled prime rib.
Oh.
And last year he actually like crusted it with like some pistachio crust. Oh, it was so good. This year was not crusted, but it was still good. And then slather it with horseradish.
Oh yeah. Because I make a horseradish cream.
Oh, how do you make that?
Skeet.
with that hot dog dick.
Well, what about you, Joe?
I think the only tradition I would like to keep for the next 10 years is sedating Max on Christmas time. No, I mean, my family's traditions, it's traditions galore. So,
because you're Italian.
yeah. So, I mean, I don't know when it started with my family, but we every year will do Christmas Eve dinner with my aunt, my great aunt Sandy, and we'll have lasagna.
She's amazing.
Was she great?
Yes.
So, but like, we'll do lasagna. And then my mom started to make this like bundt cake with like a chocolate raspberries, whatever.
Okay.
And then Christmas morning, we do pancakes with breakfast, but we make them look like snowmen. And so like you have like the big pancake for the bottom, the middle, and then the smaller one or
Do you
whatever.
ever make yours look like penises?
No, I've just to the point where I'm like, we have been awake for 7 hours and I need to eat something. So we don't like, we used to like take a picture of it and I'm like, I'm already eating. Sorry. Like, we're done.
I don't need to do this for the gram.
No, there's nothing grammable. And then I'm curious to see what like actual Christmas Day dinner is going to look like because normally it would be like ravioli dinner with like 3 courses with the family, extended family. But yeah, I mean, I think for my tradition, what would you want to do for a tradition, Nick?
This isn't my podcast.
Lies, you're part of it. See, I'm in a Barbara Walters. You got to answer questions. Mm-hmm.
We usually do like Mexican food on Christmas Eve.
Ooh, like enchiladas.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Where do you find Mexican food in Utah?
It's the best. Oh yeah, there's a lot of like Hispanic influence in Utah. They're all coming up from Mexico.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I have a follow-up to this, but not really.
But it started because I lived in Tucson as a kid.
Oh, okay.
And then we moved to Wyoming, and then kept the tradition alive in Utah.
Oh.
So like, and it's just because it's also easy. My mom's like, I don't want to make a big meal. Just come over for dinner. Keep it easy because we usually like to like play games or do puzzles.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
So, speaking of keeping it easy, tell the story of the lasagna on Christmas Day.
Okay, so this is why we are never going to make lasagna ever again for Christmas. So, my family is living in San Diego. It's the first time that they've lived here. And
how long ago was it?
It's like 3 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago. And so we were like, okay, so we're going to have my family over, we're going to have friends over and everything like that. So we invited everybody. We made 2 huge pans of lasagna. It was more than enough for everyone. Bread and stuff. So people are coming in. Our friends, some friends of ours brought their dog. And my family's coming in. And there's a lot of them. And we're greeting them. We had the door open. They were coming in through the gate. Well, they were coming in through the gate. One of the dogs, my friend's dog, ran out. And ran away. Ran down the street, and our friend is screaming and crying. Lasagna. No, we didn't even have lasagna. Because
literally, as the lasagna gets put on the table to eat.
Yeah. And so we're out there for like 2.5 hours trying to find this dog.
Oh, my God.
And like he goes on like the apps and stuff and tells people, he's calling his friends and stuff like that. He's doing all this stuff. Finally, after about 2.5 hours, I was like, okay, have you guys tried like going home, or like are you just gonna go home and like figure out what's going on? He's like, yeah, I think we're just gonna go back by the house. The dog had gone back to the house.
How did it know?
It just knew where it lived.
Doggy instinct.
So doggy instinct to go
Max
back there.
would not know where he lives.
So I was like, that was just and it was like we had some of our friends who were coming over for Christmas, helping us look for this dog.
Oh my God.
Some people stayed to like in the house and like drank, and they're like, can we eat? And I'm like, you guys can eat whatever, just the food's there, just go and eat. And they're like, but we want to wait for you. We're like, I don't think that's possible. I'm like, it was just, everyone was so frazzled and just like, it was the worst. So I'm like, we're never making lasagna again. If anybody asked to bring their dog, it's like, no.
And it was the best Christmas ever.
It was not.
Your mom's lasagna was good.
Yeah, my mom makes, I mean, it's all not like super homemade, but you know, it works. Semi-homemade with Susan Granelli.
Is your mom Italian too?
She's like an 8th, I think.
She's at Italian dinner. Okay.
Dude, don't talk about his mom that way.
Hey, healthy sex lives are important for parents.
See?
If they're not boning, then what?
Especially at her age, like she should be going through her second like wind.
I think
as,
she's
like
59.
She should be going like her sexual revolution kind of idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get it, girl.
Yeah. Okay, it's there. Yeah. You got it. It's available. Okay. He's going to take you to space.
Oh my God. Also, my other favorite thing, my dad, when he dies, he wants to be cremated, and he wants us, me and my brother, to shoot him off in space. And I'm like, Tony, we're just going to like toss his ashes in the air and be like, there.
We're gonna go to the space museum and just like do that.
You know, one of those little Cub Scout rocket things. You know,
yeah, I was like, okay.
Get a t-shirt gun. Shoot him off with a t-shirt
He's not going to know.
He's not going to know.
No. And then he wants to go in Lake Tahoe, and my mom was like, yeah. And my brother's like, do we have to like get in the middle of the lake and dump you in? And I was like, God, this is going to be annoying.
That's a littering, isn't it?
I feel like that's, I mean, they want to keep Tahoe blue. I don't know if that's going to keep Tahoe blue. Hey, sorry, like, we're putting dead people in your water.
Will that create zombies?
Hopefully.
If somebody drinks it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I want to start a campaign to get George Takei to meet your dad.
Yes.
So, George, if you're listening.
He was the original,
Mr. Sulu.
Yeah.
So, if anyone out there knows George Takei and would like to make this happen for us,
I would love to meet George Takei too.
please email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. Send us a DM on Instagram at tugayspod.
Or just call us. Or if you see us out in the street, holler. Oh my God, my coworker Steph is so funny. She's like, I moved to Bankers Hill, and I'm worried that if I walk by Paul and Andy's house, that he's going to judge me in his caftan. And I was like, you're not going to, unless you're in Hillcrest. She's like, okay.
That's hilarious. I will judge her though. She was fine.
I was like, yeah, 100%.
All right. Well, we're all done for this week
And this year, right?
and this is a new year
For the, yeah.
Yeah, so
Let's
the first
start it
episode
off right.
Yeah.
Let's turn over our new leaf.
Leaves.
Right? Turn over a new leaf?
To our new.
A new lease on life?
That's all. All right. Well, have a great week, everyone. Thank you.
Special thanks to Andrew Smith and Nick Stone for producing the show. If you like us, please follow us at tugayspod on Instagram and visit us online at tugayspod.com. You can find us anywhere you can stream podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know topics you'd like to hear. And always remember, stay safe, stay classy, stay sassy, and always stay a little bit trashy. See you next week.